Oh my God.
That was sharp. Holy shit.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
That was my best clap ever.
That was
the people don't get to hear the clap.
No, they don't get to hear it. They don't get to hear the Noya clap.
That clap stung.
That one stung a little bit. Welcome to Not Out Here podcast. It says 71 on my computer, but last I remember, it's always one behind for some reason.
Bro, you can't count, bro. God.
72. Episode 72 of the Not All Here podcast.
I don't feel all here, bro.
You don't feel out here?
I feel not.
No, not here. Oh, well, that's perfect mood for the podcast. No. Welcome. I know it's been a minute, but we're back with this episode of the podcast. I was going to say a lot of things have happened in the world, but that's probably a lie because quite a few things have happened. Excuse me, Hawk.
What happened in the world, bro?
A couple things. I have a couple things that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh. And then also...
I got one news type thing. Sciencey type thing.
Sciencey. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get the podcast going then. Do you want to start off with your sciencey thing? Because I have a sciencey thing.
Sure.
It might be the same thing, but we'll see.
So I'm just going to wing this from my head. So apologies if I get stuff wrong. But researchers have discovered how to semi-stop the aging process.
I've heard of this, but it's not what I'm talking about.
In mice.
In mice. Oh.
So what it is, I don't think they reversed aging, but they figured out how to stop aging to a certain extent. I think they said that they look at cells and they're trying to think differently about the way cells actually age. Mm-hmm. So they said that the cells maybe don't deteriorate, but they lose information. Okay. And they figured out how to make cells in mice. And I think it works. They said it works with like nearly all cells.
Wow.
How to make cells stop losing information. So they think eventually they'll be able to do this for humans.
Whoa.
So if the process works the same, basically, let's say if they did it today, mm-hmm. you wouldn't become younger, but you'd be stuck at the current age you're at now, which is kind of interesting.
That'd be dope.
So
go for me right now, I'm saying.
Eventually, it'll be. I feel like billionaires would have access to it, then millionaires, then thousandaires, and then. I
don't think broke people would ever have access to it.
No, probably not. Yeah, they probably wouldn't inject them with the cure or whatever you want to call it.
This brings up two questions that I think are interesting to talk about for this. So you said they did this for mice, right? And so it's only on those. It hasn't made it to like testing on humans yet.
No, of course not.
My question then becomes, let's say this is being very generous. In about 5 to 10 years, somewhere in that range, right? Mm-hmm. They move on to human trials and they go, we figured it out. We figured out how to keep you at the age that you're at. Mm-hmm. Not go back, but kind of keep you at that age. So let's say 5 to 10 years. Would you be up for, let's say you're able to afford this treatment. Would you take it? You want it?
I want to live to be 3003.
Jesus Christ.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
I could see that.
I want to see what's out there. But it does sound terrible to have to work for 3,000 years.
Doesn't it?
I only want to work for a few years.
Can you imagine? And billionaires would just keep doing what they're doing and living the lavish lives that they have and just be like, whatever, just here's $1 million to give me the treatment.
Oh, I have a horrible idea.
Oh boy.
What if a billionaire bought this for all his workers?
Oh my God.
He's like, yo, I'm paying you, but you're here for 1,000 years.
Don't give him ideas.
Sign this 1,000-year contract.
Jesus Christ.
Like Jeff Bezos. Yeah. He's like, yeah, come to Amazon. We'll give you the cure.
We'll give you the cure. We'll and you get to live for 1,000 years, but you got to keep working at Amazon.
But you got to work Amazon for 1,000 years.
And then if you don't and you want to quit, we just shoot you on spot.
What?
I'm saying if you don't, like, let's say somebody makes it into 500 years, they're like, well, we're not going to give you the cure anymore. We're just going to let you die on the spot.
Oh, they take it away?
Yeah, they take it away.
Oh, shit.
Because then some people be like, I'm just going to work for a little bit, get it, and then quit.
Maybe you've seen enough after 500 years.
I'm pretty sure I would even say maybe 100, 200 years. I think you've probably seen enough. That's 2 lifetimes. If people live to 100, that's 2 lifetimes.
Right.
Can you imagine then if somebody has that and let's say they make that procedure, people can buy it, somebody buys it, they commit a crime and they go, we're giving you 3,000 years and they can live up to those 3.
Bro.
Or they make people serve those 3,000 years.
What if you get a life sentence and you're immortal?
Oh,
that sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible.
Oh my God.
Then I wonder then if would let's say it comes to a point to where people can be immortal and let's say you can go through procedure, then would the sentences, like, to us, if somebody would, even 1 year is a lot for us, but let's say we can be immortal and they're like, we're giving you 10,000 years.
Oof.
And just you have to be in jail for 10,000 years.
Damn.
Can you imagine?
I can't. That sounds like a horror.
It does sound like horror. My next question from all this comes up is, at what point, because this is one thing, like I've had the idea of like, if I would want to live like longer than normal. Like when I say longer, 500 years sounds pretty cool. I think it'd be dope to see a couple lifetimes of like what happens to society and stuff.
Okay.
But then what happens, let's say, okay, they go through this procedure, everything's successful, blah, blah, blah. And let's say they actually make it attainable for like the working class, like your average person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it. You'll just have to do procedures or take medications, blah, 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 whatever. Then do you think this causes a problem for like the population worldwide?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because that was like my thing is like, let's say people do this and people just slowly start not dying, right? Just from age. And then, all of a sudden but the rate of people being born doesn't stop. It kind of goes up or something like that. Then there's like, ooh, I wonder what would happen. And would that cause like society and like, food and places to live start to like cause panic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Everywhere would be a metropolis.
Wow.
What if there were more alive people living than there are cemeteries, bodies in the ground? That'd be weird to think about.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes me think of...
It'd be more rare to die. Be like, damn, he died?
Yeah. It makes me think of... what is it? Kind of reminds me of that movie. I think I've told you about it. The Children of Men movie.
Yeah.
Where basically the movie it stars Clive Owen, and it's in a society in a future where women stop being able to have children. And so whoever like the youngest person was to ever be born last or whatever, everybody like loves them and stuff, and then a bunch of shit goes crazy.
It's a dope movie. It
is a very dope movie. But it's very interesting. I wonder if more people got born then, because one thing people always complain about in the US that I know about is like, oh, there's like no place to live, but there's really a lot. It's just we don't.
Who complains about that?
I've heard people online say it. Like as far as like the cities, like let's say Atlanta.
As far as pricing goes,
pricing and
affordability.
Pricing, and then also like, for example, like cities like New York or Atlanta or LA, how there's so many people in one spot.
Hey, bro, move out the city, yo.
My thing is,
there's tons of land in America.
There's a lot of land that hasn't been like developed on. But then it's like, well, do you want that to be developed, or should we have nature and should we have all these things?
Stay in the city. Leave nature alone, bro. You don't deserve nature.
That's hilarious.
Because you're complaining on the internet.
This makes me think of one thing I think we should do away with, me personally, is I think we should do away with zoos. I think zoos should just be gone.
Zoos?
Yeah. I don't think we should have zoos.
This is a controversial opinion. Okay, but there zoos. Mm-hmm. Zoos also serve a purpose to some endangered animals.
True.
To where they might not be able to exist
in their natural habitat.
Yes, the way that they should, because their numbers are so low.
I get that. So my solution to that, I've thought about this, is you create one zoo in wherever natural habitat for those creatures and let them live there. To kind of, they can be seen by like other, species of their own kind or whatever. And then they kind of just see if maybe you can rehabilitate isn't the right word, kind of reintroduce them into the wild.
So zoos, I get that you're kind of capturing an animal and it's fucked up and it's not their natural habitat. Yeah. But I do think they're good. I feel like they serve a purpose, and also they're kind of magical for kids. Like when you're a kid going to a zoo and seeing a lion, you remember seeing that when you were a kid, right?
I do remember that, and I thought it was dope. I mean, I love giraffes. I think giraffes are super dope. But like at the end of the day, I think as time goes on, I'm pretty sure kids are just not going to care about it, or they'll probably be like, "Oh, I see it on my phone," type of thing.
You kids suck. Go to a zoo.
But yeah, that's my whole thing. It's like, one, because that could clear up space. Who knows? Maybe just make another park or something like that.
Zoos don't take up that much space, bro.
Are you sure? I feel like they take up. There's a zoo here in Atlanta, near wherever I stay. I don't know where, but It
You
takes
don't know
up
where you stay?
well, like I don't know where it is in relation to where I stay.
Okay.
But I'm saying that it takes up a big amount of space, and there's like a lot of parking for it, and a lot of just different things.
You know what would be dope?
What?
They follow your plan, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they're just like, all right, let all the animals loose. I would love to see like lions and cheetahs loose in Atlanta.
That'd be wild.
I would enjoy that.
That'd be interesting.
I think interesting is the wrong word.
Well, yeah. Some would say interesting, but it'd be funny to see what happens or not funny because they probably, I don't know.
I want to see some
lions running around in the highway.
some attacks.
That's hilarious. But what was I going to say? Moving on to like my science thing that I saw. Let me
do away with zoos. God damn, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's just because you have to start to think after a
You're
while.
the fun police.
No, the reason is zoos served a purpose more so back in the day. The reason being is that there wasn't a lot of forms of entertainment before the phone. As far as like, you know, you go to the movies, you go to some sort of like, I don't know, poetry slam or just like a bar or something.
I think zoos need to continue to exist because we need that in real life shit. Screw the phone, man. The phone is just a screen. Go see a lion in person.
What?
Hear it roar.
I almost feel like we're not supposed to see lions. We're not supposed to be near them because they're so dangerous and they have their own animal wildlife thing.
We're not supposed to stare at screens for 5 hours a day.
That's true too. Yeah. That's why I say get rid of it. Maybe put a park in this place and you go to a park.
Bro.
That's real life, isn't it?
I hate your idea, bro. I'm not on board.
Because then my thing is like, well, it is torturous for the animal because the animal isn't living their natural life. So they're just the unlucky ones.
He's living a good life, though.
He's living a good life, but do you think animals...
But they probably would rather hunt than be handed a piece of meat.
Exactly. Yeah. And do we want another Harambe incident to happen where somebody goes
Why not? Fuck it.
Did you see that video? There's a video online.
That kid shouldn't have jumped in there with a damn chimp.
That was actually the parents' fight. It was a little baby.
Did he fall?
Yeah, he fell. He fell in there.
The mom just threw him in there to the ape?
No, she lost sight of him, if I remember correctly, and then he ended up just crawling or
Sounds
going
like
into
poor parenting.
I'd say so. No. But
R.I.P. Harambe.
What was I gonna say? There was a video. I don't know why people do this. I almost feel like it probably has to do with like trying to go viral, be famous. But there was a woman who was at some zoo, somebody was videoing, and she went into the lion area.
Oh God.
And so you know how sometimes what they'll do is they'll have like a big gap so they can't jump or anything. Mm-hmm. She was on one side of it and she was waving at the lion and trying to get its attention. And the lion was looking at her. It was either a lion or a tiger looking at her and was like, what's going on? What's happening? And she was like trying to draw attention. And I was like, what the fuck going on? A part of me kind of wanted her to actually get attacked and get killed because I was like, you don't deserve to be living right now.
You dumbass.
But if you got, I wonder if the lion had that instinct of like, oh, I should be hunting. Like,
but then he was like, wait, they're going to shoot me like Harambe.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like, that was my homie.
This is
man.
a setup.
But I don't know. Because it makes you think of what are other things that maybe back in the day they used a lot more, but we don't use as much now.
Imagine aliens come to Earth and they capture you and then they take you to an alien zoo.
Yeah.
And then you're the exhibit.
Yeah. Why would you want that?
Well, you wouldn't want that. No. But I'm just picture you being a human in the alien zoo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we should tear them down. Tear them down.
No.
I say, do we?
No.
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 But the thing that I was talking about that I saw that it was very sciencey related. It says here this is from IGN I saw that said a NASA telescope reveals the coldest interstellar ice cloud ever discovered. So it's like an ice cloud. Okay. It says here that NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has discovered the coldest interstellar ice cloud ever seen at a frigid negative 444 degrees Fahrenheit. The cloud could one day form the basis for a new generation of planets and stars.
How so?
I didn't look that far.
It could say that last sentence again.
It said that the cloud could one day form the basis for a new generation of planets and stars. Okay. So maybe it's like the beginning and it's kind of like the foundation of things. There'll be pieces here. Next thing you know, it develops. I don't know.
Cold.
A mom planet and a dad planet get together one day.
And they fuck.
And then, yep, they have sex and they go, here are little moons and stars.
That's how planets were formed. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, that's the truth that he's hiding. He doesn't want people to know.
So I have the exact opposite story of that.
What's that?
Scientists are trying to what are they trying to do? I think it's nuclear fusion.
Okay.
So they're trying to it's supposed to be impossible, and they kind of figured out how to do it slightly to where you put energy in and more energy comes out than what came in. They figured out how to do it very, very slightly, but doing that, they created what they think is the hottest temperature anywhere in the entire universe. They did it for a split second.
For a split second.
Yeah, here on Earth, it was like millions of degrees hot.
Did they say why they were doing it? Or did it say
nuclear fusion? They're trying to create like endless energy. You put in an amount of energy and get more out. If they figure that out, the world would literally change.
Yeah. So like it having to deal with like all the things that we use that require power and energy and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
And this happened recently.
That's crazy.
So they found the hottest temperature in the universe was here. They did it.
That makes me think of, not to just jump to another one, but it makes me think, I don't know if this is fake or not. I don't know if you saw this on social media or just whatever. How scientists, some article said the scientists said that the Earth's core was almost stopped.
I read something about that. Yep. That was kind of interesting.
It's like it stopped or it reversed. Yeah. And so I don't know what any of that means, but
I don't either.
I'm a civilian, so I have
lava no magma flow is like, whoa, let's go this way. We've been going that way for a long time, bro.
Let's switch it up.
Let's
switch up the style real quick.
We've been going right for a long time. Let's go left.
Hilarious. No, that's funny. Cause I remember reading that and I was like, am I supposed to be scared? I mean, I don't know what's going on. Am I like, what am I supposed to do with this information?
There's also, the magnetic poles change.
Oh, they did?
So, well, they didn't change like right now, but they change over time. So the North Pole and the South Pole isn't always in the same place. So when things change, the Earth will literally become colder or hotter in different areas when this occurs.
Oh, kind of like is that to say, this might not be real, is that to say kind of like what's going on with like the weather of how we'll be cold longer sometimes or like a warmer?
Yes, but on a larger scale.
Okay.
So over like years and decades and centuries. On a much larger
thing. Interesting.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, this Earth is something else.
Yeah, bro. That's why we need more zoos.
We need more zoos.
Protect the animals and the humans.
That's hilarious. We're back. Ooh, excuse me. I had a little burp. I wanted to talk about something else that I saw.
Oh, yeah?
Moving into the entertainment movie side. Okay. Did you hear that Avatar is now on its way? Avatar 2 is now on its way to number 10 of the top 10 most grossed films.
I don't know any. Well, actually, that's a lie. I know one person that saw it. Have you seen it?
Have not seen it.
I have not seen it. I don't really have a desire to go see it. I mean, I'll see it if it's on or if it finds me.
Yeah.
I'll view it.
If it's on a rerun on
but
TNT.
I'm not seeking it.
I get that. I think it's funny because yesterday, me and my partner, we went to go see Puss in Boots. Great movie.
Okay.
Amazing movie. But anyway, I was looking, it was between that or Avatar 2. But Avatar 2 is over 3 hours long. And I was like, I can't do it. Like, I don't want to sit there to watch Avatar.
Faced with those choices, I definitely would have chose Avatar.
No, Puss in Boots is a great movie.
Oh, yeah?
It's really good. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm going to have to take your word for it.
It's only an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's like short, right to the point.
Okay.
Hour and 20, hour and 30, something like that. But to sit there and like, the movie felt very fast. I'm like, oh, this is good. It's like, there's no fat on this. It's like all meat straight to the bones. But Avatar, I was like, man, I don't want to sit through 3 hours of looking at this water.
Watch a lot of blue struggle.
Blue struggle.
Blue love, blue despair.
I don't want to see these blue people just whatever. That almost sounds kind of racist right there.
Whoa.
I don't want to see these blue people.
Oh shit.
No, I just, man, to sit there, I think The only other 3-hour movie I ever saw was wasn't it one of the Avengers movies or something like that?
Was the Titanic 3 hours?
Was it? I thought it was 2. I had to look this up in a second.
I've seen 3-hour movie. Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings? Those were long.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was probably a Lord of the Rings movie.
Those were all like 3 hours.
Oof. As I get older, I just don't have the patience to sit there for 3 hours anymore.
That's your that's the phone's doing it to you.
Is it? You think so?
Everyone's attention span is becoming quicker and faster. So,
so then it's the phone's fault.
Yeah.
So then what you're saying is we need to get off the phone.
Yes.
Get back to work.
Go hike.
Go hike.
Go to a zoo.
That's interesting. I could definitely see that. But man, it just, I guess what happens to me is also another thing. It is probably the phone, but also after a while you kind of go, how much of this really needs to be in the movie of these 3 hours, and how much of it can be cut out and like not really necessary.
Okay.
And so, I mean, because even if the movie was like maybe 2 hours, 2.5, I'd be like, okay, that's not bad. But 3 hours, I'm like, am I watching a trilogy? What the fuck is going on? And so,
what are these blue people doing? They've been swimming for 30 minutes now.
It's hilarious. And then now, supposedly, like in this movie, I haven't seen it, so I'm just going off of what I read. They have different like tribes of blue people that are like some that are like, I might be making this shit up. Where I don't think it has to do with fire, but they're in the water. So
different
like
gangs.
Different. Oh my god! But it's like their tribes were in the water, so they're more.
So it's like water people versus land people.
Yeah, basically, it's like like Black Panther 2. You know,
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it either.
No.
Good movie, really good movie.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's basically kind of like that. And so, yeah, and so it's like a whole different thing. And then now, you know, they shot 2 and 3 of Avatar at the same time. So 3's, I think, is done. And so it'll come out whenever it comes out. You know, next thing you know, it's going to be like, now there's air avatars. They're all in the air. They got city clouds in there.
Okay.
But anyway, I say all that to say that it's on its way. Number 10 was Avengers. I think the first Avengers. And so it's about to surpass Avengers. It just surpassed Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
Man, nobody want to see no Avatar, bro.
But I had a question. It's interesting.
Star Wars.
So before Avatar 2 came out, and you know they were showing they started to show like trailers and promotional things. What I noticed a lot on social media, a lot of like Instagram, TikTok, is like kind of like what you were saying, where people was like, a lot of people were saying this movie was gonna flop. That's what they said. And I remember I was like, don't y'all remember the first one? First one was like the top number 1. And then
it had been a long time though.
It had. I think it was like James Cameron was waiting for technology to catch up so he could do whatever he needed to do. But my thing is, like, I started to notice a lot of people were like, this movie sucks. This is horrible. Nobody's going to watch this. This is going to flop. There was a lot of people talking like that.
Yeah.
And then I remember thinking, I was like, I don't think it's going to flop. I actually think it's going to do really good.
Yeah.
Because, and then when the news came out that in order for Avatar to be profitable, it had to make $1 billion. I remember people were saying, it'll never do that.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, y'all don't remember the first one? Like, you know, as basic as the story was, it made $1 billion and more to be number 1.
Who out there is going to buying all these tickets? People in Kansas? They've never seen the ocean before.
They're like, this is how we want to.
They got to live vicariously through Avatar.
I really think, because if I remember right, I think a lot of it had to do with the international market. And I think a lot of different countries loved Avatar. Okay. Whereas here, I think maybe we're kind of like, we're over it. We're like, man, fuck these blue people. But yeah, I think that's what it had to do, because I know it did really well in Asian countries, if I remember correctly. And so, hey, now it's at almost 3 billion. It's profitable now. And so it's making all that money. But then the question now I ask is like, now that 3 is going to come out eventually in a couple years or whatever, do you think that will also...
I guess.
I just think people love it so much. You know, there was not to go on a tangent. There was
Avatar porn?
No.
I thought you were going to say, you know, there was a video I saw and I clicked on it.
I clicked on it by accident. I said, whoa, what's this doing to my brain? No, There were people literally from the first one were getting a mental disease.
What?
Because they were sad they weren't in the Avatar world. Did you hear about that? People,
I don't. Y'all just need to. Y'all need to stop.
People were so upset that like once they left the movie because it made them so happy, they were so upset that they weren't in the Avatar world that they got depressed.
Let me just say, these people had whatever mental disease they were diagnosed with afterwards. Mm-hmm. They had it before they saw Avatar. Y'all weren't right in the head before, you know. Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. This movie literally, there was, I don't remember what the disease, it's blue dabadita disease or whatever.
I think you're making this up.
I know. No, I'm the disease part is real, but that blue dabadita, that was me trying to make a joke. But yeah, people were really upset. So, I mean, I didn't know anybody personally that was
upset. That's the same group of people that say they turn into a goat and then they live like a goat. Have you seen these weird people who will just do like, I'm a goat now. Yeah, that's the same group of people. Have
you seen, not to make fun of, but it's just funny, the people who say they're horses? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
And they dress up like horses and they get kind of stuff attached to them to kind of be like a horse and stuff. It's, hey, if they're happy, they're happy, but it just makes me, you know,
cringe.
It's very interesting. People are into things, even something as simple as, this is from back in the day, people who are like, really enjoy being babies and they dress up like babies as an adult.
Oh gosh. I told you that story about the guy who, I knew a stripper and I asked her the weirdest experience she'd ever had at the strip club. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what I told you?
I think I remember that story, but what did she say?
So the guy went there and every time he would ask for a different girl.
Okay.
And they would go in VIP and he would dress like a baby and wear a diaper.
Wow.
And he would pay them tons of money and they would just talk to him like a baby.
You hear that silence?
Huh?
I said, did you hear that silence? Oh. That's how shocked I was.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, it makes me think, like, I'm always curious of like that person, for example, what is the thing that made that their thing? Like, I wonder.
I don't even want to know.
Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. Like, did something happen to their childhood that just struck with them?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think something's also crossed in their brain where they have this weird sexual attraction to something that's not regular.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, stuff like that, like, exists. Like, that just lets you know. So we only use what? I think 10% of our brain, if that, 2%. Yeah. What if we use 100?
I use 9%.
Use 9.
I lost a percent.
Imagine if that guy used 50% of his brain.
What if he is using 50%?
What if you get closer to 100 and you get weirder into shit like that? Wow. What if that's our brain protecting us?
What if you become attracted to trees? You just go outside and just get horny looking at the leaves.
There are people like that.
Who like trees?
Yeah, like sexually, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
The same way that people get sexually attracted to cars. You ever seen those people?
Oh, gosh.
It's auto something. It's like it's some sort of classified thing. Or not classified, but like registered thing. Goes back to it. People are into weird things. But anyway.
I got an entertainment thing.
Oh, listen. Yeah, keep going.
Have you seen The Last of Us?
I haven't started watching yet.
Okay.
But I know about the game and the story and everything.
Yeah, so you have you seen the first game? Have you played it?
I've seen other people play it, but I haven't played it myself.
Okay, I didn't play it, but I watched the whole first game. It was amazing. The story was amazing. And the show is equally good. I have some opinions on it, but I don't know if I want to fully share all the way with you because you haven't seen anything.
I don't mind. I'm gonna watch it.
But people, if you're into zombie shows and stuff like that, this will be the new good zombie show. This is it. This is it.
Doesn't it? It comes out every weekend?
Either Saturday or Sunday. It's on HBO.
Oh, so then episode 3 is probably out. Mm-hmm. I need to catch up. But yeah, I heard great things. I know the first one, and I know how much the first one's like a beloved game.
I will say this though. Mm-hmm. People love how much it stuck to the original game, but I kind of almost don't like that because it's so freaking similar. It's like, oh, I've seen this.
You've seen it
exactly already. It's like in I saw someone post a comparison of like some scenes. Literally, they took the frames, the shots, how it is exactly in the video game, and just remade it. So I kind of feel like, damn, I kind of know what this is.
What's going to happen.
Yeah, it kind of sucks a little bit to me.
It's interesting. I think the reason why they do that, because I did notice that, and I know a couple of sites that kind of like, look how they kept it the same. They kind of did
exactly the same.
To be honest, I think that has to do with trying to appease the gamer community as well as trying to like make something, you know, because it is a great story in the video game, but like trying to appease someone who might not play video games to want to watch the show. And I've seen people love that, like, oh my gosh, it's just like the game. But I might be the small minority that kind of would like it to be a little different, because I kind of know what's going to happen. Exactly. I get that. Yeah. It's like, it kind of makes you think like, well, you know, why do it if you're not going to try something?
Yeah, I want to see a story I don't know. So it's just me that I've already seen the story. If you haven't watched the first video game, which is probably most people watched it or play it, watch the show. If you're into zombie type stuff, it's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. I forgot. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but I'm excited to get into it. And so I'll probably start watching. I'm maybe watch like the first episode tonight or something. But excuse me. To stay on,
the first episode's long. It's an hour 20 minutes.
Hour 20 minutes. Yeah. How long are they usually? Do you know?
I think the last one was only 50 to 60 minutes.
Okay, so about an hour long each. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. Also wanted to stay on entertainment news here. Did you probably haven't seen it because there's a lot of movies that you haven't seen, but on Netflix they released a movie, Glass Onion. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
So it's a part of the Knives Out series. It's like
I haven't seen any of those.
Okay, they're really good movies. They're like murder mysteries, almost like Clue. It's a new version of Clue in a way where detective is following, trying to figure out who did what, who done it. Anyway, Knives Out came out. I remember when it came out because my partner's pops was here and we watched it together. It was a really good movie. It says here that Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, became the most streamed movie in a single week during its full week on Netflix with 2.9 billion minutes viewed. That's crazy. That's like a quarter of the world as far as minutes. Well, never mind. That don't make no sense.
That's a quarter of the minutes.
Whatever.
Of the people.
But it's crazy that it's like, man, we're watching so much TV and so much. We're on a phone, we're just streaming. And so like to think that 2.9 billion minutes, what's that? How many 2.9 billion? Let me look this up. How much time do you think that is? Like as far as like years, days?
Many. Many. I saw that Netflix is going to stop password sharing.
Really?
So people that are sharing passwords, you're going to get cut off.
Oh yeah, that's
unless
right.
you buy your own thing. Now,
let me ask you this. Because of that, staying on Netflix, they are doing that. It's going to be in March when they're starting that. They're going to start the crackdown. Do you think, what kind of effect do you think this will have on Netflix? Do you think people will less likely be watching it now because of that?
I guess so,
and
maybe.
Cause it to kind of like, not really downfall, but I think it'll still be here. But do you think that it'll happen? People will be upset and they'll be like, get over it, and then people will just get it if they get it.
I think so. I think they might make more money. There's people that are hooked might pay for it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any streaming service that you think is like that you watch the most, or maybe like is the best out of all of them?
Fortnite, clearly Fortnite.
Fortnite,
by far the best. I don't know. The only one I pay for is Netflix. I pay for Netflix.
Because, yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, the quality of shows. Because, like, you have Netflix. I mean, you have, you know.
What do you pay for?
Oh, to be honest, I don't pay for anything. I'm not part of a family plan, so.
Dang, bro. So you're going to get cut off with that when that password comes out.
I think because of it's a family plan, you're allowed to have up to 4 accounts. And so I'm lucky because, like, my mom pays for it. And so she's just like, yeah, here you go. I could be wrong, but that's what I know. But I really enjoyed, to be honest, out of all of them, HBO. HBO has a lot of good stuff.
HBO, their quality is really good.
Yeah, exactly. To kind of go back, the wait, that's not right. 2 billion, it says here. 2 billion minutes is, I don't know if this is right. This math might be horrible, but I typed in how many years is, 2 billion minutes. It's 3,805 years.
Mm.
So that means somebody's watched a bazillion lifetimes of Glass Onion. Anyway. Wait. Let me stop this real quick.
Shout out to those people.
I'll be right back. We're back.
We're back.
Again. There's this other thing I wanted to talk about that I saw. I think it was this past week, if I remember correctly. So, you're familiar with Twitch. You stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
You're playing the Fortnite there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen, sometimes what people on Twitch will do is they'll go, they'll put on a game and they'll have some sort of configuration to where it's like Twitch plays Pokemon. And all it is like people type in the chat to tell the controller or whatever what to do, and it does it.
I know what you're about to say. I think I saw this story you're about to
fish,
talk about. Yeah.
The fish, yeah. So for those listening, in Asia, I want to say it was in Japan, if I remember correctly, this guy had this configuration set up to where his fish, the way that it moved, it was a motion thing. It could move and make choices to play a video game. And what he would always do is set it up for whenever he streamed, and he would just kind of just sit there and watch it or do other stuff and let the fish play this video game. And basically it would just play through and people just could watch his fish play games.
Right.
And then one day he set it up. Fish is playing to play the video game, just doing what a fish does.
Playing Pokemon, right?
Pokemon, yeah, that's right. He was playing the latest Pokemon. I think it's Violet and something else. But anyway, he's playing it. The guy goes and takes a break, and he's off. He goes off and does something else to let the fish do its thing. Mm-hmm. The game crashes, and the configuration crashes, and so the whole Nintendo Switch reboots, restarts, and the fish is just still doing its thing. And eventually, because of how the fish is moving and the decisions that it's making to move in whatever direction, it goes into the Nintendo store, spends $400, changes the Switch's name, and then it changes like the account or whatever, and it exposes his credit card information to the whole Twitch community.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. And like he's getting like notifications for like, you just changed this, you just did that. And he's like, what the hell? And so eventually he was able to get stuff changed, probably cancel that credit card. And then he got a refund because the fish ended up spending $4, I think, on something. I can't remember what it was.
That's awesome.
And Nintendo was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you got video evidence to show us that your fish did this.
So I have questions, right? Uh-huh. On Twitch, I feel like I sometimes watch people, but I watch them because of either their personality or they're good at a game.
Yeah.
So it's something that I enjoy. Mm-hmm. Who is watching this guy's fish play Pokemon? Like how does it?
It's somebody enjoys it, man. There's something out there for everybody.
I know, but
it's very interesting because it's always interesting to me. Like, for example, people watch anything from people will watch people just talk, which it makes sense.
I find that interesting.
Yeah, depending what they're talking about. Yeah, and stuff. I get that. Or like, what else? Like they'll have stuff like that. The fish.
Okay, here's another question. What if the game is so easy that a fish can literally beat the whole game?
Hey, that fish is good, man.
Or is the game just too easy? I wonder how these fish were doing. Were people watching this game like, damn, these fish are good? Or were people watching the game like, damn, these fish fucking suck?
It's probably a mixture of both, or they were a mixture of that with being like, damn, this fish is actually playing this game. Like, not in amazement of like, why is this a thing? It's like, what is going on? Yeah. Like curiosity and stuff. And so it just depends. Because there's been like plenty of times, like you said, who watches the Twitch plays Pokemon thing where people can do it. I've seen somebody do what's it called? Twitch plays Elden Ring, where like they set it up to where the chat controls what the character does.
That's kind of dope.
And so like they go through and like people are like yelling commands or like telling commands in the prompts, and then some people are getting upset because they're like, no, we need to go over here.
Have you seen the thing where people play a game, 2 games at the same time?
No.
There's this lady I think it was a lady that was playing Elden Ring, 2 different games literally at the same time, and winning and not dying and maybe not even getting hit.
What the hell?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know about that. That's crazy. The craziest I've seen is...
You need to play Elden Ring, bro.
I don't know, bro. I'm about to play good old... you probably don't know this game. I'm about to play good old Wulong when it comes out. It's kind of like Elden Ring.
Bro... play Elden Ring,
I
dog.
don't want to play Elden Ring.
I've seen so many videos of that. Is that the monkey one where
Yeah.
you're a monkey?
Yes.
Bro, Elden Ring, bro.
Nah.
Game of the year. Literally one game of the year.
Yeah, but it's not my game of the year.
The world is so big and vast and better.
It's a little too much for me. It's too big for me.
How do you know?
Because I've played other Dark Souls and Demon Souls games, and it's just not my cup of tea.
Bro.
I'm
so disappointed right now.
Hey, it's fine. Be disappointed. Everybody else is. So,
bro.
I'd rather...
Everybody else is... Oh, that's so sad, bro. Damn.
I would rather... But that game has no story or that it's easily understood. I'll tell you that.
It's fucking action.
Yeah,
you turn it on and it's action.
But why am I doing it?
Because you're a warrior conquering the world.
I'm all right.
Bro.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I'll see how Wulong does. And if I like Wulong, then I might give it a try. But
I'm depressed now, bro.
You're depressed now.
Yeah.
But you play Fortnite and you talk.
Fortnite, I mean, I'm not going to convince you to play Fortnite. No. But I feel like I could convince you to play Elden Ring.
Nah, it's just you have to put in so much time just to make progress.
And you just put in the time you want to put into it.
I'd only play maybe like an hour.
That's plenty, bro.
Let's play.
You get an hour worth of fun.
No, I'm okay. I'm all right.
All right, come play Fortnite.
Fortnite. I'd more so play Fortnite than I would Elden Ring.
All right.
Just because Fortnite, it's like you go in, you play a match, and then the match is over.
Can I get you to play Fortnite in 2023?
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could like install it, play like a couple matches, and then be like, all right, I'm out, and then be done.
Before I leave on my trip?
Oh, yeah, I could definitely do that.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay. Definitely.
I'm going to have to get you to play.
Play one time, I'll be like, all right, I got the SpongeBob pack over here. What do I do? Or whatever.
You use it, bro.
That's perfect. What was I about to say? But yeah, so I'll just give it a try.
I'm so disappointed. I forgot what we were talking about before that.
Oh, the goldfish.
Oh.
The goldfish that...
man, screw them goldfish, bro.
Screw them goldfish it was either a goldfish or some type of fish.
I don't think it was goldfish.
Maybe it was just like a regular...
Fish. Yeah, fish.
Hilarious. But it's always interesting to me. That's what I meant to say, that I've seen people... Because you talked about the lady who beat 2 different Elden Ring games at the same time or whatever. The craziest things I see is because that type of game, you can kind of do that where someone played it with a Dance pad and then, or someone played it with the Switch fitness ring. Someone
played it with a harp.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yep. I wonder if they like made anything that sounded cool as they were playing it.
I don't know.
Like sound like
damn,
cool
that's
music.
off key. That sounds terrible.
That'd be hilarious. It's just
what if she dropped it as an album? Beating Elden Ring, the album.
The album.
That's
wow.
hard. She should have did it.
It'd be funny, but it'd be dope if it sounded good, but it'd be funny if it was sounded bad.
Damn, this sounds terrible.
It would just be like out of key or stuff like that. That'd be hilarious. Oh Lord. But I think that's like all the news that I had and all the crazy shit going on. We're back.
Yo.
That time.
Yo.
We're to that part of the, I was about to say segment, part of the podcast where we answered the last episode's questions that we asked.
Yes.
I think I'm going to go first because I think yours sounds really interesting. Okay. So I'm going to save the best for last. My question from the last episode was, what is the average amount of time someone keeps their New Year's resolutions before kind of like giving up on it or, letting go to those that do give up on it?
I had guessed 2 weeks. You guessed 3 months.
3 months. So it says here, this is a survey done this is 2020. So 3 years ago. It says that found that 55% of respondents kept their New Year's resolutions for less than a year. What that means is with 11% lasting at least 6 months.
I don't believe it.
14% lasting at least 3 months. And 19% lasting at least 1 month. And just 11% lasting less than a month.
I think these numbers are false. I'm going to... fake news.
But they also said that a lot of that had to do with the type of goal that they're setting and kind of like being more specific instead of just having, for example,
a broad goal.
Like someone saying, I want to lose weight.
I want to be better.
Exactly.
I want to be a better person.
Exactly. Like, what does that look like? And so just instead of being like, I want to lose 10 pounds, in the next 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that what dealt with a lot because yeah, if you're more specific in your goals, you tend to accomplish them better, and you kind of hold yourself accountable.
If you're listening now, are you still going at your goals? Did you make goals? How are you doing?
Actually, I made goals. I did make goals.
Are you accomplishing them?
Yep, I look at them every day on my phone.
Oh.
I just have a screenshot right there.
Damn. Oh,
Just to look at them.
You got the organization. Oh my god.
But yeah.
So my question was, what is the most asked question to ChatGPT? And what is the most asked for image prompt on Dall-E? If you're not familiar, ChatGPT, it's a AI powered thing. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Dall-E is a image creator AI thing. You type in a prompt, it gives you an image, it creates it. So when I Google these questions, Google does not want to give me the answer.
Whoa.
Google's like, hey, bro, you can't do this, bro.
You're going down the path you can't come back from.
You can't Google anymore. But anyway, when you Google it, it's really hard to find the answer, right? It's just so new that all the websites are like, hey, this is how you ChatGPT. This is how you do it. But so I'm like, okay, well, let me just figure out what's the most asked question, right? So these are these are kind of funny. The 10 most asked questions on Google. Number 10, how to lose weight fast. Number 9, where am I? Number 8, how to screenshot on a Mac. Number 7, how I met your mother.
What? Oh, maybe the show. What?
Number 6, what time is it? Okay, people, if you're on a computer, I'm pretty sure there's somewhere on that computer that shows you the time. You're an idiot. Oh my gosh. Number 5, how many ounces is in a cup?
I've asked that. I'm not going to lie to you.
I have no clue.
I've asked that before.
20, 16, 32, 10, 8, who knows?
Lord.
Number 4, what is my IP address?
Interesting.
Number 3, how you like that?
What the?
Maybe that's a song. I don't know. Number 2, where's my refund?
Ah, tax season. Tax season.
Number 1, what to watch? People want those movie and show recommendations. So those were questions. Now let's look up images. Again, it's hard to figure out. There's no good thing that's telling me what people are Dall-Eing or trying to get image prompts for. So I just Googled, and these are the most popular reverse search images on the internet. Number 10 is the famous shot of the tank man. The man standing in front of a tank during was it Vietnam? Tiananmen Square, the famous image. Number 4, Einstein sticking out his tongue. Einstein being goofy.
Silly. Being goofy.
Funny enough, all these are historical images. These aren't new. These are all like old school. Number 3, there's the black and white photo of the Marines raising the flag. You probably know that image. They're raising the American flag in a pile of rubble or in a pile of debris, something like that. You can maybe picture what I'm talking about. Number 2, the old school image of many men sitting on a ledge, making a skyscraper type thing in New York City. They're eating lunch on the ledge.
Crazy.
Those guys are badass. If those guys live to be 3,000, the world might be different. This shit, they'd be building shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are different times.
They don't watch TikTok. Number 1. Who is that? Is that Neil Armstrong? The astronaut taking his first steps on the moon. That is the most searched image on Google. Shout out to those historical people that will live forever on the internet because of the things they did. Wow.
So that brings me to the next part of the segment where we think about the next question. I don't know if you had a question.
Oh, I didn't. Do you have one?
I just thought of one. I think it'd be interesting because we're going from January. We have basically this is the last full week in January. We're going into February. My question is, because it just popped in my head and I thought, I'm pretty sure somebody's asked it and there's probably a study done on it. I want to know, going into February or in February before Valentine's Day, what percentage, how do I question this? How do I phrase this? What's the percentage of couples that break up in February prior to Valentine's Day because of like the holiday and then after the fact?
To save money.
Because I bet.
I was just joking.
I was going to say to save because, well, maybe somebody doesn't want to spend money on the other person. But anyway, I wanted to know if there's a higher percentage in relationships ending in the first half of February to after February. Because I bet you there's probably a high percentage. And then I would say I actually have a second question. What month is the highest percentage for breakups out of the 12? What is the highest percentage? I think it's probably, I'm going to actually say, I think it's in November.
I'm going to say December.
I could see December. I was going to say that, but I think it's November.
November?
My reason for it, I think, is because of like the whole family get-togethers and stuff like that. Thanksgiving. But I could also see December being
one. I like
one.
this question. What month do people break up with the most?
Or you could say some in the summertime because, people want to be free and single in the summer for the younger guys or the gals or whatever. And so first question is, what's the percentage of relationship breakups first half of February compared to the second, before the holiday and after? And then also, what month in the year is the highest percentage for breakups? So, because I could tell you a lot.
I like it.
I don't know if you have a question or...
All right. My questions are stupid. They're not really that interesting. I want to know, what is the smallest mountain? Like, what is the difference between a really big hill? When does a hill become a mountain? Like, what's
mole, or what is it called? What is that phrase?
No.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah, bro, don't do that.
What's a molehill compared to a mountain?
Yeah. Like, at what point does a big hill become a mountain?
Oh, that actually
also,
is kind of interesting.
What's the difference between a pond and a lake? At what point does a pond become a... What is a pond? What is a lake?
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. What is a sea? There's oceans and then there's seas.
Yeah.
You don't say the Atlantic Sea, do you? Can you? Maybe you can.
Maybe.
I call it the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, the Atlantic Ocean. That makes sense.
But it's not a...
Versus the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah, see,
like
that's... Yeah.
Interesting.
I want to know.
Interesting. What's the deal? Well, no.
What's the deal with ponds? My questions aren't really... Yeah.
No, that first one, I really like that first one. That's kind of interesting. Like, yeah, at one point, does something become a mountain, considered it classified as a mountain?
What's like the most least impressive mountain on earth? Like, you go look at that mountain and be like, that's not no damn mountain.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's interesting. Interesting. Well, that's the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to, if you missed out on the video version, you can watch the video version on our YouTube on YouTube. Just type in Not Out Here Podcast. It'll pop up there. Of course, the audio version, if you're listening, is available on all streaming services like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere you can get them. Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at Not Out Here Podcast, as well as... Wait, I was about to say, I thought we had a Twitter.
No.
Anyway, follow our personal pages. Mine is It's Easy L.
JRB, the producer. Follow me. I will make your wildest dreams come true.
What the hell? We're out of here.
You.